Welcome to Sugar Breakthrough. You have finally made it here. You have signed up. You're a part of this group, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm glad to have you in the group. My name's Amber, and I'm going to walk you through 21 days of being off of sugar completely. This is a course for beginners and advanced. In a little bit, I'm going to tell you how that works out, but you're going to commit to your goals, and whatever those goals are in relation to sugar, you're going to stick to it for 21 days. This is a way for you to master sugar. If you're feeling addicted, if you're feeling like sugar has taken over and it controls you and you don't control it, we're going to go over why that is and how you can regain control for yourself and get back on track for January. And sometimes it's for the rest of your life. Sometimes it's long-lasting change. Some of you want a detox and just want to get back to feeling decent again because you sort of overloaded your system. And some of you need to make this sort of a lifestyle. You need to do this long term for your health. You need to have very little sugar, very little inflammation. You need to have the most energy you can get. So if that's you, you're in the right place. Let this be your fresh start because you are sick and tired of being sick and tired. You've finally gotten sick and tired of being sick and tired that you're actually willing to do something about that. If the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change, that's when you will actually make changes in your life. And you have decided, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of dealing with either my sugar addiction. I'm sick of feeling tired and not energetic. I'm sick of dealing with the same skin issues or having to babysit my cravings, all of that. And you're willing to put forth the conscious effort to make a change. So good for you. We are going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to talk about the overview of what to expect over the 21 days. I don't want to take up a lot of your time because I know everyone's busy. I will always try and make these jam-packed. I will always try and not waste your time. It's a 21-day course and each day is a module. Sometimes that may be free resources, that may be listening to a video from me, or that may be reading something, filling your mind, or a little bit of homework where you're going to spend time thinking about your goals. You're going to do some journaling. Whatever it is for you, you will decide that over the 21 days. Basically, this is pretty simple on its simplest terms when you boil it down. This is a 21-day no sugar detox. You just don't eat sugar for 21 days. But it is more complicated than that. So we're going to break down why it's complicated and go down to a simplified level, but also go to a deep level. If you find yourself getting too overwhelmed, just simplify it. Don't eat sugar. You're an adult. You are a grown person. Just don't eat sugar for 21 days. But along the way, I'm going to be giving coaching videos. Each day I'll try and give you some support. And it's important that you attend each of those. If you watch the webinar, you have a much more extensive view of what this course is going to be. But in short, the first 5 days is going to be sort of a how-to, a sort of a step-by-step. The next 5 days is going to be on deeper issues. It's going to be on the why, the mind, the subconscious mind. And then as we go along, really, it's a mind battle. When you boil this down to why is it so hard to break an addiction? Why is it so hard to get off of sugar? How come you keep going back to it even though you've decided that you don't want to? We'll go over extensively the root causes of why your body keeps going back to the familiar and why change is difficult when it comes to sugar. In the group, there is a place where you can post, sort of like you would on Facebook. And that is just for our community members to provide value. So if you find something that's helpful for you, you can post in there. I'll be posting in there some of my blog content, some of my helpful tips. I'll also be making some free resources, things like healthy snacks you can do instead of sugar, things you can set your mind on. Instead of having snacks at night, you can take a nap if you're needing energy instead of eating. If you're sad, if you're depressed, what do you do in those types of situations? So I'll have some resources and things that I'll be sharing along the way. This is going to be a course that's going to be great for beginners and also people that are advanced. I'll tell you everything that I've done to be off of sugar for 18 months. and how you can do it too. And you can do it faster than I did. I've gone off of sugar for a year and then back on sugar for 3-4 years. And now I'm back off of it for 18 months. And for me, it just works better if I just eliminate it completely, because I have a hard time getting back off of it. And then I have a lot of health problems that it makes me not ever want to have it again. So for you, whatever it is, your reasons, we'll go over your reasons and why that's important. But in just this first setup, what we're going to need to do is print off a tracker, a way to track your sugar each day of the 21 days. What you'll do is you'll print off a calendar. You can use your phone, you can journal and do a bullet journal, or I have a free PDF where you can just track, did you stay off sugar today or did you not stay off sugar today? And then that way you'll be able to know, am I staying on track, am I not? That tracker is essential to the success of the 21 days. You have to track. If you've ever tracked what you ate in a day, or if you've ever tracked your sugar or your exercise, you'll realize you're not doing as good as you thought you did, or you are doing as good as you thought. It's a clear and straightforward method to keep you on track, but also to know how you're doing and to keep you accountable. So that tracker is part of your accountability. One of the main things I want you to remember as we go through this course is to focus on progress and not perfection. If you try and focus on perfection, you will most likely fail. Sometimes what can happen is if I can't be perfect, then I'm not going to do it at all. And I want to make sure that you know it's not about perfection, it's about progress. If you start this program and you make a mistake, one mistake can turn into a full day of mistakes, to a full week of mistakes, and a full month of mistakes. And here you are next year in the same position. You want to focus on progress, and you want to give yourself a pat on the back every time you make progress, because anybody that has pressed the button and paid for a program that said, I want to sign up for this, I need to make progress in this area, you're already loads ahead of anyone else that did not go through all the steps, go through the webinar to get to this point. So I'm proud of you for making that type of progress, and any progress along the way is better than if you had never signed up. So keep that in mind as we go along. If you start to get overwhelmed, just go down to the most simple form. Take it one day at a time. If we try and think too far ahead, it can make us feel overwhelmed, and then we just decide not to. It's more manageable. You can handle the amount of burden that one day will take, and then worry about the rest later. Don't worry about tomorrow's trouble. Just worry about today. Just worry about what you're going to eat today. Not worry too much about having to go 21 full days without sugar. It's not as hard as you think. And if you've ever been on a diet, after about the second or third day, you realize it's actually not as bad as I was making it out to be. It's actually not that hard. I skipped a dessert and I'm actually still happy. It wasn't that bad. I'm actually proud of myself for what I did. So keep that in mind. In addition to tracking your progress all of the 21 days, did you get off of sugar, did you not? We need to define what being off of sugar means. Now, some of us are beginners and we've never been off sugar a day in our life. We've never tried to cut it out. And then some of us have gone a year, like I have back 3-4 years ago. I went for a full year off, I think in 2018, I went off a full year of being on sugar. Now, being off of sugar means different for different people. So for me, who's already been off of it for a year, I kind of know what I want to do and how I want to do it. For a beginner, you may decide, I'm going to be off of obvious desserts. I'm not going to have any cookies, pies, chocolate, sweet drinks, whatever. Or you may decide, well, I'm just going to have one sweet tea a day. I don't care what you do. Whatever you do is going to be progress. So you are going to write down what that is for you. We're going to track our progress, and then we're also going to make a written statement. There's a couple things that I'm going to ask you in this first 5 days to write down and put it on your bathroom mirror. Put it in front of you in the bathroom or in the kitchen or on the refrigerator or on the pantry door, wherever you think that you'll see it the most or will be the most impactful, or you can post it in multiple places, which is what I'll talk about tomorrow. But you're going to write a statement that says, I, Amber Harper, am going to stay off of sugar for 21 days. I'm not going to have any cookies, Cokes, pies, cake, chocolate. I'm going to stay off of obvious sugars. So for a beginner, that's going to be a miracle, because you've never been off of sweets and you've always had a little sweet something every day. If you're a little bit more intermediate, you may decide, I want to cut out all of the desserts, but I also want to cut out things like peanut butter and yogurt that have those sneaky sugars in it. I really want to just completely go off of it. I know my body will do well on that, and I want to define those areas. And then if you are advanced, you may do no carb or low carb, like a keto type lifestyle where you don't have a lot of fruits. So you just have maybe some berries, or you keep your carbs under 50 carbs a day or something like that. That way your body goes into ketosis, into fat burning mode. That may be you. That may be what you want to do. But whatever it is, you're going to write down your statement that says, I'm going to do this. And then on the bottom of that, I want you to say, and I'm going to finish strong. Whether I fail, whether I mess up, whether I am perfect or not, I'm going to finish the 21 days. You're not going to get 10 days into it. It's going to be difficult. You miss a few days and then, oh well, I'm just not going to finish it. Life got hard. You're going to finish strong the 21 days. Even if you mess up, you're still going to you're going to support, you're going to read the materials, you're going to watch the videos, and you're going to educate yourself on how the best way and some of the mind struggles and the mindset that comes up, the mental battle that goes back and forth in your mind. You're going to educate yourself on those things, and that will raise your awareness to why you're doing the things that you don't want to do, and why addiction does that to us a lot of times, and how you can override that. Commit to finish the 21 days, commit to the tracker, get that set up, put it in your bathroom, hang it on the wall, tape it up, put it where you'll see it every day. And that is such an important step. If you don't make a chart, I've made charts for myself so many times, and it wasn't until I made the chart and had to fill out the little box that anything ever changed. So it's so important to track your progress. So do not skip that step. Do not skip that step. The next thing is accountability. I would encourage you to bring your own friend to this group. The best accountability partner is somebody that you know, somebody you're doing this with. It's like having a gym buddy. You're going to the gym. It's fun. It's more fun to do it with someone that's actually committed to doing it as well. And I have a coupon code for if you want to bring a friend, if you watch my webinar, they can get $10 off. So be sure and send them that webinar, and they can put in the code and sign up to do the program and do it with you. It's important that if you are in this group, you are invested. I don't just invite people to the group that have not paid something, because this is a step that's saying, yes, I'm doing this. Yes, I'm signing up for this. Even close friends and family, I'm having them at least pay $1, like my mom and my sister, things like that. If you do not have somebody you can invite, we can make within the group, we can set up 2 or 3 or 4 people, put them in a group together, and within the school platform, you can chat about your progress and how you're doing, the struggles you're having and how you can overcome them. The other thing you can do is make posts in the community. What's working, what's not working for you. And we can all help each other as a community, all doing the same thing and having the same goals. Another thing I want to point out is in the school platform, you get points for posting value in the group. So that's going to keep you a little bit more accountable. It sort of gamifies it a little bit. So if you post and it's helpful and people like it, or if you post a win or a success, that's very inspiring, that's very encouraging to other people. And so when you share about your journey, it helps other people and they say, oh, maybe I can do it. Maybe I can do what she did. She's 5 days in and she's already lost some weight, or she doesn't have cravings anymore. Or share your successes, celebrate your wins. Aren't we bad at that a lot of times? We don't celebrate. And that's part of what this course will be. You will celebrate in different ways than eating the things that you've achieved and that you've helped. And you're going to find new and different ways to fulfill those needs other than just eating chocolate or eating food. If you have a food addiction, this will also help you with food addiction. The concepts are the exact same with food addiction as in sugar addiction. Sugar has a chemical way of, food does too, but sugar has an addictive quality to it. So you kind of have to overcome the addiction, but also the bad habits, the familiar habits, and the emotional eating. So I'll go over all of that, of course, in the course. All of the modules are not going to be this long or take this much time, but we need to set ourselves up for success, right? That's pretty much it for day one. You're going to get set up by printing off your tracker, making yourself a written plan and putting it up in your house somewhere where you'll see it a lot of times, maybe even in your car. You're going to ask a friend, and then you're going to participate in the Skool.com community by introducing yourself and getting started. I'll see you on day 2, where I'll talk about setting up your environment. And so we'll do a little bit more setup tomorrow, and I'll see you then.